Hello, welcome to Plot Plates. Today I'm going to be doing a short grape update, mainly for Terry. Now this variety is Boskoop Glory, or Boskoop Glory. And I don't know if you can see, there's some nice grape clusters forming there. I've taken about 50% off, if not more. I'll just quickly go through what I've been doing. So here's the main stem. It's probably, I don't know, 4 years old now maybe. And then off the main stem, this is spur pruned. I'll touch on cane prune in a minute as well. And with spur pruned, you get the little spurs coming out, and you prune it back to 1 or 2 buds, and from those buds grow the shoots that produce the grapes. So you can see another one there, which I might be able to see a bit better. See there, where it's come out. And what I've basically done is I've selected the ones that have got what I think is the best grape cluster, and any others I've taken out, and they might have been just here, and I'm just snapping them off, and I'm leaving it about 1 foot apart between each one. Some of them are a bit further apart, but I don't think it really matters. I've left 2 bunches per shoot as well, but unlike Terry, I've not cut it off past the bunch. What I've done, I've let it grow quite a number of leaves past the bunches, but then I've taken the tip out. Some of them are growing downwards. I don't think that's too advisable, but that's the way it is here at the moment. Some growing up, some growing down. And again, that's about 1 foot apart, maybe 8 inches. And I have actually snapped off loads off of there. It doesn't look like it, does it? There's a hell of a lot of growth. And as you can see there's grapes everywhere there. See, along the length there. It's so prolific, this one, and so vigorous. That's why I've left a lot more fruits on it. And the bit where they've left the stems, I'm actually just tucking them. I got some wires there. I didn't put them there specially. I've just done it to for another job, namely putting the tomatoes up in the past. But I've decided to sort of tuck it into the wires. And I'm just taking out the little side shoots if they grow, like you do on a tomato. I'm probably going to miss some. There you go, there's one up there, I think that's come in, look. See? Oh no, that's a different plot. That's a different branch there. I'll come back to that one in a minute. So that's basically what I'm doing. And letting the lengths grow past the grapes, and then trimming them off, I don't know, maybe 10 leaves past or something like that. There's no exact amount. I'm just doing it when I think it's long enough. Another reason for taking a lot of the shoots off is you got good airflow past the grapes here, because the grapes are very subject to viruses, well, fungus disease really. And by having a good airflow, that's going to minimise that, especially being here in the tunnel. And the other thing is you want them to actually be shaded from the sun a bit. So that's why I've tended to leave a lot more leaf growth really, because when the grapes start to form and they're exposed to the sun, they can burn. Right, I'll just go round to these shoots here a minute. These shoots here that I touched just a minute ago, these are for next year really. They're not for this year, they're for next year. And these are going to be cane pruned depending on how my experiment goes up on behind me, which I'll show you in a minute. So like I said, I've got it pruned 2 ways. I've got spur pruned and cane pruned. So these are just being trained roughly along this wire They might, just to keep them out of the way and keep them safe. But they may end up along those wires, or I might put a bit of some wires along this way, a bit lower down, and run them along that next year. Haven't quite decided yet whether I'll even keep them. Down the bottom there, I've left a few shoots. I'll just zoom in so you can see that. They're not really doing anything. All they are spares. Spares for this trunk. See this trunk? I'll zoom back out again a minute. There's the trunk. This is the old one. And they're just spares. If anything happens to this trunk, I don't know, maybe I chop it off by mistake or whatever, I've got some spare shoots down there that I could train back up again. Should this be affected in any way or die off. The other trunk behind there is what grew last year. Look at the size of it already. And that is the one that's got this future cane pruned, possibly future cane pruned canes on it. Oh, I noticed I got a shoot there where I pruned it last year. Oh, and I'm going to have to take that off, I think. Right, if you follow that eye up, so that's last year's growth. This one in the front here has been here about 3 or 4 years. That one was last year. And that's, I've let that split there. Right, and these then are still on last year's growth. So they're cane pruned because they're 1 year old. But again, I've got pretty good fruits on there. The fruits have actually set now. It's already flowered. And flowering only lasts for a few days. But the fruits are starting to set now. I don't know if I can get in closer to that. Can't see very well because of the bright light. But it might show up better on the computer. Anyway, we still need to go through this and tidy it up a bit. Take the tips out of some of the growth shoots. Take the little side shoots out. But it's coming along quite well, I think, at the moment. Still quite good bunches on it. See if you can see that one up there. Let's see if I can zoom into that one. So you can see that one. And like I said, this is a bit of an experiment to see if there's a difference. See, I've already taken the tip out of this one. No. Trying to keep it under control, and we're going to tuck all these upwards if we can, try like so that they come together and sort of hold themselves up. As you can see, there's still lots of all that most of that growth you can see, apart from this stem, is all this year's growth. And you can see there's loads of it. I got another grape here, going off topic a bit really here. This is a black Hamburg. He bought as a little plant last year, and all that growth you can see there is also this year's growth. He's in a pot at the moment, but he's not going to stay in a pot. What I'm waiting to do is to just grow him on a bit to this pencil thickness, and then I'll cut him down to a point where there's say 2 or 3 shoots that I can train out into a trellis or something. Anyway, that's a bit off topic. I've just come round to the other side now of the cane pruned ones, and you can see I've taken the tip out of that one and out of that one. But it's ever so vigorous. Boskoop Glory is the variety. And there's the other side. And this, I haven't taken the tip out of this one yet. I think I can do that now. Just snap it off. See, I'm going to try and tuck all this out of the way just to make it tidier. But you can see more grapes over there. Might get a better sight of that one. I'm no grape expert, so with me at the moment it's sort of trial and error, learn by our mistakes. So I think that's about it for the grape update. Maybe it's longer than I thought it was going to be. So it's goodbye from me. See you again soon. Happy grape growing. Bye. Thought I'd also show you this. That's that same grape, Boskoop Glory, and I've put a lot of cuttings into a bucket. And just as a demonstration of how readily this variety fruits. Can you see that there? Grape cluster on a cutting. We've already taken loads off. Look, there's some over there as well. Just snapping them off, pinching them off. Look, there's some more there. I reckon things fruit when they're under stress. Well, I'm surprised we're getting it with cuttings. Well, I suppose they are under stress, aren't they? And they're everywhere, like. But I definitely don't want them on the cuttings. Because they're going to weaken it down. Sorry, lost my voice there for a minute. There's another one down the bottom there. It can come out. There he is, look. Little tiny grape clusters. They're not going to come to anything, so I thought I'd just show you that a little bit. Don't know if they got any roots yet. I'm gonna leave it until September, October, something like that. We'll have a look. Hopefully I got a few. I may have a lot. Who knows?